What is up, everybody? What is going on? Welcome to the Suit Up Geek Fix podcast. Today is a spoiler review of season 4 of Cobra Kai, guys. If you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button, turn on notifications, hit that like button. If you love Eagle Fang, if you love Cobra Kai, if you love Miyagi-Do, if you love anything, just hit that like button. Let's get started. Joining me, my man over there, he is Ryan. Follow him on Twitter at JustRyan. Again, what's up, Ryan?
Yo, I totally forgot I put my camera over here now because I changed my setup a little bit and I thought it was on this side still. So I was like, hey guys, but I was looking the exact opposite way. And I literally did it again. I just did it again.
I got you guys.
You got me, bro.
It did look weird.
It did look weird. But I gotta say, man, Happy New Year, guys. I just want to say that real quick. 2022, we got some massive fucking plays coming in for the new year. I'm really excited to see what we do, especially with the drafts, guys. I'm so glad a lot of you guys are here to join us. And, man, Cobra Kai season 4 to kick off the year.
Starting off right, man. Starting off right. Guys, if you're watching us live, also be sure to comment. Be sure to give us your thoughts. This is a spoiler review, so we'll be.
And I'm here too, by the way.
I didn't get there yet, man. I'm getting there.
Yeah, God, Loretto.
What's
up,
all
about you?
Also, we got Perp in the house. What's going on, man? Thank you for joining. My man down there, he is Loretto. Follow him on Twitter at Marcellus Durden. What's good, Lo?
Hello. Super excited. I'm flying out in like 6 hours going to Disneyland, which is like 5-6 hours south of me. So I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
I'm super jealous about that. But let's just jump right into just general impressions of season 4. I'm going to start off with Ryan. What was your quick thoughts?
So I really did enjoy season 4. I thought it was a very well-written and good season. But you can start seeing with this season, at least, where they're starting to repeat themselves a little bit. And it's not exactly a super negative thing, but I just hope it doesn't turn into this as we go down to season 5 and season 6. Kenny, for example, some of the new characters in this show, I don't think got the proper screen time that they really needed to fully support themselves. But overall, I think it was those last 2 episodes were great. I don't even remember the last time I saw Karate Kid 3, but man, having Terry Silvers come back was so great. And I think he played it really well this season to the point of like, he made fucking Kreese be the good guy, which is insane if you've watched Cobra Kai over the last 3-4 years. Like having John Kreese become a good guy or have some semblance of goodness in him by the tournament just blew my mind. And when he beat the shit out of Stingray, yeah. But I really did like the season, but I did have a few gripes with it.
Yeah. What about you, Lo? General impressions.
This was my favorite season, which is saying a lot because so much happens in each one, and there's so many good things, like the good little things about each season. But when I reflect, like season 2, for example, if we had to rank them, that's probably my least favorite season. I think 1 knocked it out of the park to set us up for this journey that we've been on. And for me, 3 was fun, but 4 just nailed some moments that I really appreciated. I really liked seeing the Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do is kind of, we knew they'd butt heads, but when they did kind of like meld together, that was really cool. I liked Johnny taking on some of the Miyagi kids, and I also liked seeing Miguel with Daniel again. I think that was like a perfect symmetry that 3 touched on but didn't explore enough, especially because, in my opinion, Miguel is damn near a carbon copy of Daniel. It's just his first sensei just so happened to be Johnny, which the first season pretty much reflected the original film with Johnny as the Miyagi type character. So with that being said, the finale was phenomenal. I really liked the choreography in the finale. It was the best action choreography in the series because, if I'm being honest, the season 2 Rumble at the high school, it was a little goofy for me. You know, the Christmas fight in the house last season was kind of cool, but still it was a little bit clunky. But I really liked the fighting, especially in the finals. General impressions, it was my favorite season, and for the cliffhanger they left us on, that's probably one of my favorite cliffhangers. I'm so excited to see the next dojo because I'm sure Daniel can't be in charge, right? So what's Chosen's dojo going to be called? And who's he going to grab to recruit and how's this going to work out? I'm really excited for that.
We have Perp in the house saying that Carrie Underwood. It was just that was like it, there's so many positives about this season that we're gonna go into, but that part of Carrie Underwood, I literally tweeted like she triggered me. She really triggered. Just didn't fit. That's like the one kind of negative I'm gonna be bringing up. And then we have Darth Pooh 79 saying the show is all about character arcs and redemption. It's so evident that this show has writers attached to it that clearly love the material. They love the characters, and it really translates on the small screen. My general impressions were just, I thought Tori, for me, was hands down my favorite character this season. As someone who works with, kids with trauma backgrounds, I work in mental health. I loved how they treated her. I loved her kind of, and I didn't expect that coming in. Like Tori was like really low on the totem pole of one of my favorite characters, but she was just terrific, and I liked seeing Eli find balance within himself without needing that hawk persona. I thought him coming out on top at the end here was not. I did not expect that at all either. That was really fun, and I thought Miguel's character, like Miguel was like. Talking about like the totem pole of characters, Miguel was my favorite, and he kind of got sidelined this season. He kind of got like benched a bit. So that kind of pissed me off a little bit. But the fact that where this show is heading with Johnny and Miguel, that circular path subplot that they talked about in this season, where they're going to go on a journey, and they're going to embark on this thing where they become truly master and apprentice, and it's going to be terrific between Miguel and Johnny. I'm really excited for where that is going. But overall, I love season 4. Obviously, we're going to deep dive into more of the small stuff. I especially loved, as a diehard Philly sports fan, those Rocky references in this season tore me up. The scene where they're training on the beach, the Clubber Lang joke. There were so many parts of this show with the Rocky references. I know Loretta was laughing at me like that. I just jumped up from my couch and I was screaming at the TV. It was so much fun. Let's go.
Steve, I'm sorry. I gotta cut you off here because this comment's fucking
Darth
great.
Pooh's back at it again.
Ryan's new side view makes you realize. So I don't know how to take that. Do I take that as in I look uglier? Does my background look uglier? Or do I look better? Or does my background look better? Because honestly, I think the background looks better, but I'm changing it again soon, Darth Pooh. So don't worry, my man. It's coming. It's
also
coming.
the daytime lighting is not as what do you call it? It doesn't complement you as well as the nighttime. So.
Well, so I've been trying to put up a black curtain there. And it's been the biggest bitch of my life for the past 7 months. I tried putting up 3 curtains and they've all fallen down over my Funko collection. So that has been a bitch, but it is coming.
Hey, if you get a curtain, you just got to cut it.
Oh God. Please, that is such a dad joke. Please stop. Loretto. Oh my God.
Sorry, not sorry.
All right, let's jump in here. Perp says Mike Barnes coming. I 100% agree with that. We're going to touch on that on theories and predictions for season 5 towards the end here. But let's jump into, I think, kind of the biggest storyline here, and that is Terry Silver. I think Terry Silver just absolutely crushed it. From that introduction where he's like playing the piano, he's a maestro. He's like a snake hiding in the weeds. He's waiting to attack. And I saw it coming. It was kind of predictable how this, the very finale ended, where he kind of set up Kreese, his captain, to really kind of take over the dojo here. But, it was kind of weird because you're watching Silver kind of play second fiddle all season long to Kreese. I know Kreese is the captain. He is, the guy. But it was kind of weird for me seeing him kind of get talked down a bit. But watching him at the end go full villain mode was one of my favorite parts of this entire season. It was awesome. I not the biggest fan of Karate Kid 3, but I just thought it really worked for me. You have to, yeah. What about you, Loretta? What was your quick take on Terry Silver this season?
Well, kind of just piggybacking off what you said there, he did seem kind of nerfed
Yeah.
And for like 4 or 5 episodes, I was like, what is Terry Silver really doing here? But then I do remember how he was in the third film. So I didn't like the third film either. However, I did like the way that he got his hooks into Daniel. He was really like reassuring. He seemed so nice, but then like any snake, right? He's wooing you, but he's creeping up behind you with his tail, So I think the like you said, the ending was just a powerhouse hit. When it all came together, I was like, holy crap. And also, even just without the twist at the end, just seeing him beat up Stingray, it's
Brutal.
like, yo, this guy is a madman. Like, you want to be Cobra Kai? You want to be Cobra? And he was just beating the crap out of him. I was like, you know what? I don't like Stingray either, but he didn't deserve that.
Stop.
And,
Okay.
and what's funny is I am not crazy about his character, but I actually thought he'd make his way to Eagle Fang. I'm surprised at the party he didn't mingle with like, hey, what are you guys doing? It's like half of Cobra Kai went to Eagle Fang. Like, anyways. But yeah, Terry Silver, man, he is a force to be reckoned with.
I really enjoyed how, like, I actually felt bad for him. Like the first half of this season, the fact that he was, kind of being somewhat manipulated by Kreese in a little bit. Like you look at kind of Silver and where he was, like he reformed himself. He was living the good life. He had decades of therapy. He had friends and family, all of them at his place. He was taking his medicine. He clearly had a lot of things in line with his life. And I took it as like, as soon as he met with Kreese, like he stopped taking his meds. And then you saw it when he beat the shit out of Stingray. Like full Terry Silver has arrived.
Before Ryan goes, can I just say one thing? Like,
yeah,
he had no reason to come back. Like his life was happy.
Yeah.
He was rich. He was just living the life with his vegan girlfriend or whatever. And like,
just great.
He could have just
life partner, Loretto, life partner.
God. Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead, Ray. I just thought that was interesting. Like he was set. He had no reason to come back, but I think that other side of him was just waiting to come back out. So
yeah.
I gotta agree with Loretto. Like when it came to the introduction of him this season, like he didn't really even get into any of the dojos until episode 3. You know what I mean? And these first 2 episodes, you really just get to see what his life was like after Karate Kid 3. And I think the way they did it, they flipped the switch on his different personalities. We'll get the personality of him on the medication with his life partner, and then you've got the Terry Silver from Karate Kid 3. And I felt like that switch seemed kind of fast. It seemed like from episode 2 and 3, I was watching 2 different versions of Terry Silver, and they do try to explain it like, oh my God, I owed my life to you. And I'm like, you've owed your life like 20 times to this dude already. So how many more lives are you going to give him? You're not a fucking cat. And I feel like that's when it got a little repetitive in my sense of how I felt about this character. But once they finally got to the brutal type of Terry Silvers around episode 5, dude, I was fucking on board. I'm like, yeah, this dude's going to be the season villain next season. It's just like, you knew that was going to happen. And when the scene with Stingray happened where he was beating the shit, dude, I do have a mustache, so that's not even the shadow. I just want to say that I do got a mustache, baby. I shaved it. But I do want to say Terry Silver's beating the shit out of Stingray, most memorable scene this season, just because of how shocked I was that they went that brutal with this character and specifically with this show. Wait, so the bonsai tree will officially take on. I mean, yeah, there's no Cobra. There's Cobra Kai. There's no Eagle Fang. There's no Miyagi-Do. So that seems like the only real option to defeat Terry Silver's the next season. But yeah, that was my favorite season of seeing him beat Stingray, because at first it felt like he was just doing it, but then I feel like the twist really added to it. It really jabbed the knife in deeper, that not only you saw how far Terry Silver's will go, but how far Stingray will go. Like this character was literally only in an episode and a half relatively this season, and you could just see his dedication for Cobra Kai, and it's fucking crazy. And I really do think with season 5 we're going to get a different Stingray character because of the way we left him at the end of this season, beaten to a pulp just to get into Cobra Kai. That's fucking insanity to me. And yeah, it feels kind of weird to not have John Kreese in the show. This is all an assumption that he's not really going to be in the next season. I assume they're going to kind of sideline him for season 5. But okay, I know we're doing a theories video in a few weeks, but I just want to say this real quick. I feel like season 6 is going to be the final season, and that's going to be where they all team up against Terry Silvers. That's what's going to happen. And it's going to be fucking awesome. But before we get to that, I do want to say, man, Zolo got fucking sidelined this season. And I was so mad, but you kind of needed that because I don't think the 10 episodes work for this show anymore. I think they could work with another episode, or hell, 2 to 3 episodes. They have so many characters. Now. They have 3 different dojos to intertwine. You've got Cobra Kai, Eagle Fang, and Miyagi-Do. And at the end of season 3, they tease it like, oh, they're going to work together. But by the 3rd episode, they're not working together. So then you separate them, and then you waste even more time going to different locations when they could have had all these 2 characters be together. And I get the whole gist of Johnny and Ralph Macchio not fucking working together in the show. But like, I feel like they really could have made it work. All they could have done is they wanted to teach each school's different versions of their ideologies, right? But they could never seem to make it work. When honestly, it seemed like the easiest explanation, just have each class work with the other fucking sensei. But they never seemed to try that. And it stuck to me in my head. I'm like, bro, the answer's right there, guys. Just try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but just try it. So that was like kind of an annoyance for me. It seemed like it was kind of a forced separation that didn't really need to happen so they could come back at the end of the last episode, which I was also shocked by. I really thought they were going to start coming back by episode 6 and realizing this rise of power with Terry Silvers. And they kind of just like threw it to the side at the end of the season. We're like, oh my God, we forgot they need to come back together. But yeah,
also this is off topic because it has nothing to do with the show. But Miguel is probably going to be filming, like, isn't he doing Blue Beetle or something?
Yeah, like but that doesn't even come out till 2023.
Okay, but look, I mean, maybe
they've already wrapped up filming. They've already wrapped up filming for next.
They wrapped season 4 like months ago.
Oh, you mean season 5?
No, they wrapped up season 5 already. They're done filming.
Oh, are they?
They are already done filming with season 5.
Oh, okay. I figured Miguel would be too busy with his Blue Beetle stuff.
Okay, I hate to say this. I just want to throw this out there, but. Yeah, I think Miguel was like, I don't want to say the worst, but the least interesting character this season. Yeah. And that kind of, it hurts me to say that because I feel like Miguel has been the MVP for like at least us when we talk about this show, whether it was on like Geekly Goods or here. We've always said that like Miguel is the real driving force. And now the show seems to branch off of Miguel, which isn't a bad thing, but I don't think we have a relationship between Miguel and Johnny in the rest of the show. We don't have that type of relationship that allows us to branch off and connect the way we did between those 2 characters. Yeah. And I don't know, I hope season 5, they do some things differently with that, because at the end of the season, fucking Miguel goes off to see his dad, and there was so much wasted potential with that in season 4, especially with the conflict of Johnny being his new stepdad. And I'm just like, bro, you guys set up this whole sweet moment of Miguel thinking that drunk Johnny's talking about him being his son. And then he says Robbie. And
that was one of my favorite moments of this.
Dude, it was so heartbreaking. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be awful when he confronts him about it. Never happens. And I get he's a drunk, but like, I don't know. I feel like with me, when I'm drunk, I talk the truth more. And yeah, you can see by the end of this season, he probably was talking about Robbie. You know what I mean? They have that nice sentimental hug in the old Cobra Kai dojo. Yeah. And you kind of feel bad for Miguel, because you also find out that his dad doesn't know about him. So now this kid's stuck with two parents, one doesn't know about him, and one trying to fix his relationship with the lost son. Like, I feel like there's much more drama in that they could have dug into more. But like I said, because they had too many characters, the 10 episodes didn't allow for that.
Yeah, Perp says Robbie, Hawk, and Tori really shine. So Miguel taking a backseat wasn't that big of an issue. I'm in the same boat, Perp. I'm in this 100% the same boat. Especially we got some new characters this year, especially for Tori. We got a lot more backstory, kind of deep dived into what's going on, what's making her tick, and all of that. So I agree with Ryan. I'm just to add, like, it was really tragic to see Johnny say Robbie in that scene. That was like the scene for me that was really a standout. And you kind of look at like everyone else. You look at Robbie, you look at Eli, Tori, Sam, even Dimitri had a chance to shine this season. And Miguel was basically nothing, which I'm fine with. I actually think he's going to be, center stage for season 5. I think he's going to have a big kind of road trip with Johnny. And finding his real dad, and all. I think it's going to be great. I'm really excited for where that's going.
How fresh was Dimitri's Pac-Man suit?
Yeah, man.
Fire.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the tuxedo with the Pac-Man on it.
All right, let's go into this comment. And Kenny from Perp says is the best new character so far. So let's go into Kenny a little bit. I thought his arc really kind of mirrored Eli's here. That target of bullies who becomes one and then gains the power to fight back. I really enjoyed Kenny. It was kind of odd, like when I rave about the writing with Terry Silver. I rave about some of these amazing character arcs. But Kenny, like, he was involved, then he was not. Then he was in the show, then he was it was kind of weird. Like you said, Ryan, this probably could have benefited from like 1 or 2 more episodes to kind of flesh him out a little bit. Because I don't think that moment when Robbie is fighting Eli at the end and you just see Robbie hesitate for 1/2 second, and that was the difference between losing that fight truly, because Robbie would have taken down Eli for sure, hadn't, that whole Kenny thing, him being a mentor for Kenny. But you look at Kenny, and I really enjoyed him, man. I thought, I think they're definitely going to set him up as Cobra Kai's new ace. Cobra Kai has definitely taken a hit. So I definitely see, there's definitely some parallels between Kenny and Anthony. I thought Anthony was so annoying this season. I wanted to punch that kid in the face so many times. And I don't know. So I guess, A, what's your quick thoughts on Kenny in season 4 of Cobra Kai? And B, do you think Kenny and Anthony are going to be kind of the new, Eli and was it Dimitri, right? I think. Like, where do you see that moving forward into season 5? Let's start off with low.
I love Kenny, especially him being like a gaming nerd, and like him dancing at the bus stop, and then they catch him dancing, and it's like, I love his personality. I think he's a fresh face, and I think he's a character that will definitely help progress the show. I think the rivalry with Anthony will be interesting. It very much echoes the original film, Johnny and Daniel pining over Allie.
Yeah,
I think that girl Leia will be, that's like the new love triangle. I think that's interesting. I wasn't crazy about him going full villain mode, full bully mode, but it's like it was a natural progression with how messed up Anthony was. And I think it's an interesting take because he doesn't have the same Miyagi sensei that Daniel did in the original film. He has a guy in Robbie that is kind of walking that gray line between the two dojos anyway. So I thought that was interesting, having the mentor bond with Robbie. And I liked that he held his own in the fight, even though Robbie clearly is a better fighter. I like that Kenny got a couple hits in just to show his worth and show his speed and his value, which I think, like you said, Dives, I think in the future, he will be a super strong fighter.
Yeah.
He's athletic, he's fast, and I think in karate especially that will benefit the fighter.
And man, he's a good basketball player. So he's speaking to my heart. I love
that. Was awesome. Yeah, he crossed him up a little bit. I was like, yeah.
Get him. Kenny. I love that moment for Kenny. What about you, Ron? What's your take on Kenny this season?
Yeah, this is where I'm gonna get flack. He was just a plot device for Robbie this season. I don't really, and I mean that in the least negative way possible, because I do like that second episode, the one where they introduced him. I like what they did. I like how they set up his life, but that's it. and then you see him get bullied 2 or 3 times. Next thing you know, he's a fucking black belt. You never got the in between to truly feel how he felt and to really rise up in those ranks. He went from new kid with a bad brother, mother's fuckware, and his father's in the military, right? In a new area.
His
He gets
mom's working.
that's what they want you to
Go ahead.
say. That's what they want you to think. But yeah, the second I wish we got more of what they did in the second episode when it comes to the character building, because I don't feel like I got enough of who this character is. And ultimately, that's why I feel like he was just a plot device for Robbie at the end, because I don't really feel like we got a sense of who this character is. I'm like, if it's just being bullied, put that into any other character and we can all relate. Other than that, I don't really relate or understand where this character is coming from. I also had 2 parents that weren't around in my life very often at a young age. And I didn't turn out like this fucking kid.
I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Because I love Kenny, so I'm on the other side of the fence. But for Ryan and Dibes, do you guys think it was important for him to have the older brother in juvie? Because that to me felt kind of shoehorned in. But maybe that brother will play a role when he gets out.
So his brother was the guy from season 3. You know
Yeah,
that,
he
right?
beat up Robbie in juvie.
And that's another problem I have with the Kenny characters. They set up the brother in juvie, and then they bring in Kenny, the younger brother, in the second episode, and then they're like, but we already introduced the first brother. How do we acknowledge him not being around? They're like, oh, let's just give him another month of juvie because he decided to spit on a guard. I'm like, so you guys are like giving us 30% of one character in this season and then completely erase it for his younger version. They have to completely reintroduce with all these other factors coming in. Sorry, Deebs.
We know for a fact that I'm assuming this is where this is going. Kenny's brother will leave or get out of prison and join Cobra Kai. You talk about Robbie in this season. Robbie said he's one of the best fighters he ever went up against. So you think that I don't know Kenny's brother's name. I forget what his brother's name is, but he's definitely joining Cobra Kai, and I think he's going to be those two are going to be a force. So you're going to have I think an interesting relationship between Kenny and Anthony and Kenny and Miyagi-Do or whatever, the LaRussos for sure. You're also going to have a really interesting dynamic with Kenny and his older brother, because I think his older brother is going to be a standout for Cobra Kai moving forward. And Kenny is a good person. I really feel that he's going to probably become friends with Anthony eventually. And also he's probably going to have to make a tough decision whether he stays in Cobra Kai. And I think there's going to be some really interesting dynamics there. So I think that's going to be a great story. I do think Kenny's going to be a force at some point. And you could probably, I don't think they're going to go another All Valley tournament next season. Maybe you'll get an All World tournament, and maybe you have I think that's maybe. We'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah, Daves, you just sparked so many ideas for
We're already in the 30 minutes. Let's go into just overall grades for season 4. Loretto, how would you grade season 4?
Oh man, that's hard to say. I don't think any of the seasons so far have been perfect. As much as I love the show, each season has its ups and downs. I'll admit Stingray was super annoying.
Yeah.
I didn't like the house party thing. I didn't like the whole "yeah, I'm back, baby," and then like he's arguing with his neighbor. Like that was kind of annoying for me. I agree. Anthony was super like I get like kind of having Daniel's son be a bully is an interesting story beat, but I just didn't like the way the actor played it. No offense to that kid. I think he's one of the weakest actors in the cast. But I'll say I really like the addition of God, what's her name? In Eagle Fang. I like their girl.
Yes, the nerd. Oh, she's great.
Yeah, the debate nerd. Her name is Una O'Brien. Devin. Her name was Devin in the show. She was awesome, and I feel like I wanted more of her. And then she had a couple moments like in Chong Li in Bloodsport when he threw sand in his eye. I was like, yeah, she's a film nerd. Like that's so cool, and I liked how she was articulate and nerdy, but still strong. I thought that was really cool. Like seeing that type of character. Like not every girl has to be like athletic or like tomboyish. I like that she was like a nerdy girly girl, but she was tough, and I love that. So I hope we see more of her in season 5. She was great. And one thing I'll say, Rye, because I think Miguel did have a lot of good moments in this season. And for me, my favorite moment was Johnny and Miguel's heart to heart in the warehouse.
Yeah.
When like Johnny opens up about his dad and then Miguel opens up about his dad. That was my favorite scene, and they shine. Their acting was really good. Like both Johnny and Miguel came so far since season 1 with their acting even. So for me, I thought Miguel had a lot of good moments. Especially I liked the fact that he felt like he wasn't fighting for himself. And I felt like that part of his character was important to see, especially if he's going to come back with a vengeance in season 5 after getting closure with his father. I think it was good to see him take a back seat to the other fighters. So I like that. I loved everything about the finale. The finale was the shining star of this entire series. With that being said, how do I do this? I'll give it 9.457.
What about you, Ryan? Not real high praise from Loretto.
So there's one character that I absolutely could not stand within this season. Like, bro, literally, I'm like, fuck, just write her out now. You ruined this character for me within this season, and that's the Samantha character. I could not stand her one fucking bit. She is every bit unlikable in this season. And it's unfortunate because her and Miguel's like chemistry this season's fucking non-existent. I totally forgot they were dating until they kissed every time. And that's the thing. Samantha LaRusso is just not a good character in this season. I don't know what the writers decided to do. She wasn't always trash. I'll say that. I liked her in the first 2 seasons. I like that they tried to build that strong female character, but I feel like that they built better ones with Tori and with the season in Devin. I feel like those two are much more compelling and interesting. And when you have those two lifestyles compared to Samantha's, I feel like you start putting yourself into a writer's corner because Samantha has everything these two don't. So where do you give her that inner conflict, especially when her boyfriend isn't being fucked with anymore? You know what I mean? And they made her this asshole, which I get why, but like she's also been taught to be the better person. And I don't know. It's just a character that was working well in the beginning, and then they just wrote better female characters, and then they just didn't know what to do.
Right? Can I say something hella fast?
Yeah.
I hate when like she's acting like a bitch, and then we see her pull up in her Mercedes Benz.
Dude, I know, like, bro, she's like
I hate
bitch,
her.
bro,
Like this bitch, she's so spoiled. Like
she's like, I hate.
They
her.
literally
I
referenced
fucking
that
hate
like
you.
3 times in this season. They literally said that.
she's got her Benz, and then she's just like, "I'm coming for you, bitch!" Like, shut up! Like, I don't get out of here.
Yeah.
Ryan, how would you grade season 4, man, out of 10?
I'm sorry, Loretto, but I'm gonna give this season an 8.5.
Okay. I was a 9 out of 10. My favorite was Tori in this season, as I said in the beginning. I was going to bring this up, but that was one of the best fake outs I've seen on a TV show in a while when they were setting it up. You know, she was going to be stripping, and it turned out that she was a mermaid. It was awesome. I was so happy. It was just a really fun part of this season. I'll go 9 out of 10. The writing is so good. I love how they introduce so much complexity into the villains, into the heroes, in that gray area, which is what this show is all about, that balance. And this season really was about, going back and forth with that balance. Tori, it's going to be really interesting to see where her character goes moving forward, because Robbie's pretty much done with Cobra Kai. I think we that's confirmed, right? Like he clearly saw the impact his teachings had on Kenny, and that freaked him out completely. And you look at kind of Tori, now she knows that Terry Silver rigged the competition. Tori should have lost. It was amazing to see Tori get a win. I was so happy to see her get that win and see everyone give her that love that she needs. She needs unconditional love. She hasn't gotten it. Her life sucks. And she's such a great fighter. So again, I love the writing with Tori's character. I think that is my new number 1 favorite character in this entire show, which she's definitely the biggest climber for me. I thought Tori was a ton of fun. So I go 9 out of 10. With that being said, let's go into theories and predictions for season 5. I know Ryan's got a lot of them. you take the floor, man. Go ahead.
So,
I'll go next, or whatever.
like I said, season 6 is going to be the final season. How do you set up these next 2 seasons? By letting Cobra Kai win in season 4. Season 5 is going to be the rebuild season. And then, like what you said, Deebs, with like a world tournament, that's what's going to be the buildup for season 6.
Nice.
That is what's going to happen. How do you make the final season the biggest? Because honestly, I don't really see them continuing this show for much longer. And I'm pretty sure the showrunners have said that they do have an end in sight, which I always appreciate because you rather have that than have like a show network be cut off. You know what I mean? So that means I think they got 2 seasons left. Season 5 is where everyone's broken off. Eagle Fang's broken off. Miyagi-Do is broken off. They're not existing anymore. But also, what was the character from Karate Kid 2 that showed up at the end of the episode to help Danny?
Chosen.
Yeah. So him and Chosen are going to make a whole new dojo together. And then we're going to have a separate sideline story of Miguel and Johnny.
I don't want that. No, sorry. I hope that's not the case.
Oh.
No, that doesn't make any sense at all.
I don't want that. I don't want that. Sorry, go ahead, Ryan.
You say it doesn't make sense, but they'll make it make sense.
No.
They stretch a lot of things, and sometimes I'm like, that's a reach.
I mean, I think that's like my biggest like concern is that they don't stretch this show because I feel like right now they're in the momentum of where like right now I could literally see where these next 2 seasons go. But after that, it's like really how much longer can they keep doing the same thing? And I think that's like going back to season 4, that was like my main problem. How many times are you going to introduce a new dojo? How many times are you going to get rid of another dojo? Like how many times are you going to make people switch teams? Like it's already starting to get repetitive within season 4. And that's really all they can keep doing other than fall down, build back up in season 5. And then season 6 is when all of them are working together to beat Cobra Kai. And honestly, that's the only direct and clear path that I could see this story going. What about you, Deebs?
Yeah, I fully agree. I think you look at kind of where Cobra Kai is at. You look at Silver, he's going to be pumping dojos everywhere. And I think they were pretty clear about that. So I think it makes a lot of sense that a world tournament is going to be going down here. I think Kenny is going to be one of the main characters. I think actually Miguel is going to have a heavy focus here on season 5. You know, kind of from the start, you know, the show's all about balance. They literally brought up that circular path in this show. I think Miguel and Johnny are going to go on that circular path. You know, you start the show following Johnny, and I think you were kind of hoping Miguel would have that payoff. I think Miguel's payoff is going to be in season 5 for sure. So yeah, I think there's just a lot of setup in season 4 for Miguel's journey. You look at kind of Daniel talking about literally buying a ticket overseas and taking that circular path. I think, you know, Johnny growing out of the pain of his past failures through his son's forgiveness, that is going to be the main plot of season 5. So yeah, I think that's what I'm really truly excited about. Like Miguel's redemption, Johnny's redemption, Miguel being the true light of Johnny's life. That's going to be just amazing content, man. What about you, Loretta?
Honestly, I mean, you guys kind of said it all. I feel like I agree with Ryan. I really hope so it's confirmed there's gonna be 6, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the very least.
I'm glad that we do have an end coming because I feel like you're right. They're starting to beat a dead horse a little bit. Especially if Robbie leaves Cobra Kai, it's like, okay, he left Miyagi-Do, he left Cobra Kai. Now what's he gonna do? Is he gonna join his dad, Eagle Fang, whatever? But like, apparently, so I think Johnny and Daniel, according to the deal, they can't have dojos, period, right?
Yeah, no. They get rid of Miyagi-Do. Like they just get rid of those.
So does Eagle Fang still live?
No, Eagle Fang too. Like both of those dojos. Whoever won the other 2 dojos would have to like close down shop.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's I was trying to figure out. I knew what you're saying. I couldn't figure out like the best way to put it, but like that's the best way to put it.
No worries. So yeah, at least you know Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do could essentially just be in Chosen's new dojo. I think that'll be interesting to just build up to the end. But I'm also curious. This is just wishful thinking, guys. Wishful thinking. But I mean, if they're gonna pull every single hat, like rabbit out of the hat, and just bombard us with cameos, like Perp was talking about Hilary Swank. I honestly, dude, if we get a new dojo like in season 6 and it's like Jaden Smith's the sensei, like,
Oh my
let's
God.
go, like, bring
That'd be
it.
so
Like,
funny.
and he doesn't even have to be the same character. It's just the fact that he's in the show. He could be a whole new character, but it's like Jaden Smith. It's like, yes, like that would be awesome. Jaden, sign the deal. Like, let's do this.
I love it. Mike Barnes is 100%. I think that's a 100% lock. Daniel made it known in the movies that Mike Barnes is one of his biggest competition or competitors he's ever fought. So Mike Barnes is definitely on the horizon for sure. That'll be really interesting. So you have Silver. I don't know if he would join with Chosen and Daniel. I don't know where Barnes would fit in there. Maybe he would join Cobra Kai. Any thoughts where Mike Barnes could, fill in here for season 5?
Hold up. Before we get there, Dives, I just want to say Tori needs a real victory. Like a real victory.
Yeah.
And I hope we get one. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not the biggest Mike Barnes guy. What you got, Ray?
All I gotta say, like in regards to Tori, real quick, the writers fucking hate Samantha as much as I do because they even made Samantha's mother her mom in this season.
Yeah,
that's all I gotta say. The writers hate Samantha as well. No,
I love that, by the way.
Honestly,
I love that they bonded. I was like,
I have to rewatch like all the Karate Kid films. I haven't watched them in like a while. I should have done a rewatch before this season, but like I wanted to touch on this comment a little bit. It's going to come out that Silver cheated. I don't think it will. If you really think about the way everything was set up, it's 3 people: Terry Silvers, the ref, and Tori. Those are only three different arguments, 2 of which will probably go against each other or work with each other, being Terry and the ref. So I don't really think there's enough evidence or really any good explanation to make it come out other than Tori saying that he cheated. But she also has no facts because do you see her take a photo or anything? No. Like, you know what I mean? So I think they're just going to use the cheating as a driving force for everyone to beat him rather than to publicize it and kind of make the general public hate him, which I don't really see going down that route, which would lead up to the season 6, like ultimate finale is like all the stakes are here. Terry was basically, yeah, dude. I mean, pretty much from episode like 2 and 3, 2 different characters. Like I said,
the minute the hair went up, guys.
Terry Silvers.
The minute the hair went up, he went full psycho.
He's like, I had enough of this tofu shit.
I'm somewhat of a Cobra Kai myself. All right, let's wrap it up, guys. Obviously a terrific season for Cobra Kai. 9 for me, 9.4 for Loretto, 8.5 out of Ryan. I think the biggest take out of this series, this season for me is the writers clearly love these characters. The fact that we're 4 seasons in and like I'm ready for 4 more says just the hugest compliment about this show. Like it's so much fun. And I do like believe that the show should have like a beginning, middle, and end. But that's going to be a sad day. That's going to be a sad day when this show ends because there's clearly so much love put into this. So let's wrap it up, Ryan. Where can we find you, man? What do you got?
You guys go find me, just Ryan again. A lot of cool stuff coming to my Twitter this year. Follow my letterbox and shit like that. But also part of the Suit Up Geeks on this bitch. You guys know how it is. But yeah, we got a lot of cool shit coming up in 2020. We've got our next draft happening in about 2 weeks. Check out our Twitter for all the details, information, dates, times, and our contestants, because it's going to be an Oscar draft for Oscar season coming up. And we got a lot of people that are interested in the Oscars coming on to talk about those movies. And guys, that's going to be, I think, our 8th or 9th pick into the championship round. So it's getting crazy. So guys, we got like 2 more people to join us for the championship round that me, Deebs, and Deebs' wife Nicole are all a part of. It's going to be some good shit. But yeah, guys, follow our Twitter for all of our information and our streaming times, because dude, do we even know like when the next MCU show is coming out? Like they haven't even announced which one's next.
There's no release dates really.
I'm gonna make an assumption the next one is gonna be Moon Knight mid-March. So stay tuned for that, bitches. That's all I gotta say, bro.
What about you, Lo? Where can we find you, man?
Hello. You can find me on Twitter and Letterboxd at Marcellus Durden. I love to chat movies, so please feel free to shoot me a question, whatever. Just shoot the breeze, talk about film. I don't care. Also, this Wednesday, we are continuing our journey with the Book of Boba Fett. You and me, Diaz, will break it down. And is Ryan joining us again?
Yep.
Joined by our friend Ryan Cam, the 3-time trivia champ. Also, I have a year in 2021 review with an awesome panel coming up. Tentatively, it could be sometime this week. I'm fleshing out the details, but keep an eye out for that. We're going to break down some of them, our most favorite films of 2021, most disappointing, and of course, going to kind of rank worst, best, all that jazz. So 2021 in a nutshell review from the Suit Up Geeks will be coming. Keep an eye out for that. And yeah.
Awesome. So again, Wednesday nights is our Book of Boba Fett reviews, 8 p.m. East Coast time. Cannot wait for episode 2. And then we just wrapped up the Wheel of Time. You can find that on our channel, all the reviews of every episode of the Wheel of Time. And we've got trivia this Friday. It will be MCU trivia. So that will be a lot of fun. We gotta organize it a little bit. So that's going to be a lot of fun. It's like a trivia drinking game. But I just want to say thank you everyone for commenting. Perp, Darth Pooh, you guys were amazing today. Again, please be sure to smash that subscribe button. Hit the like button if you love Cobra Kai, and I know you do. Thanks for watching, guys.
I hit my face.
Stay awesome.